Hi guys, so I have your hamstring, some rehab exercises. I know people have asked, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to roll out the TFL all the way down in the IT band area. So you're going to hop on a roller, start at the butt, and you're going to bring one leg over and you're just going to roll. You can start to rotate yourself out or you can roll yourself in. And once you've done a little bit of release there, if you find a sticky spot, stay for a moment, go ooh, ee, ooh, ah, walla walla bing bang, and then move on. And then you roll them down, and what you'll find is some areas like here is like, holy camole, this is a little bit intense for me. And then eventually you'll get to roll off that intense spot and go and find another intense spot. And you can roll forward and roll back and all the way down till you've done to the bottom. And you will just jump onto the other side. So here, you're here lying on your side, and when you roll back, you can use your foot and you can roll back and forward, or you can stay here rolling back and forward, and you're coming along into those spots again and finding the sensitive areas and releasing them all the way down to the knee. Both sides, okay? Take your time. Now, once you've done that, we're going to do a nerve slider. So you're going to lie on down, and if it's too much to straighten your leg, I actually prefer bent leg, and you're going to point your leg up. Firstly, keep your knee as close as possible to your chest and relax your hips down. And then you're going to extend and straighten your leg, and then flex and bend. Extend and straighten, flex and bend. Extend and flex. So you're putting the foot on the pedal to the metal, you're extending up, and then you're flexing down. So your foot is on the accelerator, and then you're taking it off and releasing down. And you're going to do around 10 on each side. This is going to give a nice nerve slide to the sciatic nerve area. That is going to potentially can cause some resistance, and a lot of us have nerve tension, not just tight muscles. I know that I have sciatic issues sometimes as well. So from there, we're going to go into a lying down, and you're going to open up to the side without rotating your hip. So you're going to use your glutes, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Eventually you have a belt buckle that stays straight up and coming down. So you're going to do around 10 reps on each side. So again, you're lying down, keeping your pelvis bone straight up, and then you're just opening one leg, and you're not rotating over. So you're utilizing that glute muscle, squeeze, 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 keeping straight ahead and up. Very, very important, brace your core, don't arch your back. 10 reps each leg. Then we're gonna lie on down like we're going to the beach. Make sure your legs aren't too high and they're not too far back. They're just Kellogg's just right, if anybody used to watch those TV ads. Feet are on top of each other, and then you're gonna use the pressure by pushing into the ground and the glute muscle by pushing up and opening. The belt buckle again stays straight forward, staring at you, and I'm gonna hold for around 30 seconds. Don't arch your back, keep that pelvis tucked. You can feel really good glute activation on both sides. So if I was to show you here, the legs aren't too far back, the legs aren't too far forward. They're Kellogg's just right. Feet are together. And then I'm gonna push down with this leg, push open with this leg. I'm not rotating, I'm keeping straight forward, and I'm not opening up my bottom to the back. I'm pulling my pelvis in an anterior pelvis tilt, pulling my ribs in and holding for around 30 seconds. Feel the squeeze. Okay? Then from there, we are moving slowly towards giving ourselves the ability to continue to move our pelvis freely, engage our core by activating, strengthening, and bringing mobility into our hamstrings. So the next one is quite an important one. It's to do with the pelvis tilt. So you're going to lie on down, and you're not going to be like this, although it's very pretty, and you're not going to be too tucked. You're actually going to use between the two. You're going to lift slightly, And you're gonna push your pelvis bone up by squeezing your glutes, pushing through your heels and big toes. And then you're gonna go back through neutral, and then you're gonna do that nice pretty mermaid arch, and then come back to neutral. So you're rocking between the two pelvis movements. And you're gonna feel your glutes engage as you squeeze up in your underbutt. You're gonna feel your core engage here as you utilize that to bring the pelvis back. So from this angle, it is here, neutral. Tucking your pelvis to an anterior pelvis tilt, neutral. And then a posterior pelvis tilt, neutral. And these are the movements for around 30 seconds as you go through it. From there, we're going to do a sliding leg. So now I don't have, I'll grab a pillow. I'm a bit of a disaster at the moment because we're moving, so I haven't really got a lot of my tools, so we're gonna make do. So here is lying down. You're gonna have your heels on the pillow. You're gonna tuck your pelvis up, pop, and then you're going to slide on out, hold up, and keep that pelvis up as you slide on in. And you're gonna slide on out. Ooh, I can already feel this. And slide on in, strengthening the hamstrings. Make sure when you do that, don't let your legs splay, okay? Keep them in a nice straight line. Keep your pelvis up as you slide out, and when you come to slide back in, try to keep that pelvis up, which is really, really hard. So you might only want to take it smaller movements first before you do the larger movement. Whew, my hamstrings are on fire. Now we're going to do a little hamstring leg lift with core bracing. So you're going to have one leg in the band, and then the other leg is going to be, you're going to be lifting it up, but you're going to have to control it in an eccentric and concentric, lower, lengthening and shortening as the arms are up overhead. So here is the situation. Now you're going to tuck the core, and from here you're going to lift all the way up. Control, don't let that band pull you. As far as you could go, that's up to you. And then you want to slowly lower it, keeping that pelvis tucked. Okay? So you're going up, 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 up. About here is where my legs just wants to go whoosh, but I'm going to control that up. And down. Now don't do this arching, really tuck your pelvis. Don't splay out your other foot. And down. So if I was to show you, the free leg must not roll out or in. You can bend your leg to make it easier, but again, not rolling out or in. And from there, you're going to be lifting up, not rolling out or in. Lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, keeping as good a straight line as possible, tucking that pelvis, core is on, and then pushing against the resistance and down. It won't be perfectly straight. There will always be idiosyncrasies in our movements, but we're doing the best control possible. As far as you can go, and then all the way down. Nice. All right. So we have two more. The second last one is a hip activation, and I've shown you this previously with a band around the waist, and this time you may want something under your knees. What you're going to do is you're going to squeeze up and sit down. Squeeze up, you're getting quad activation here, and down. Squeeze up, keeping the controlling on the way down and the way up. So you're here, and a little thrust, and down, and up, and down. All my weird sound effects. Okay. And lastly, this is a fun one. I would suggest stand by a wall because it's actually quite challenging. It's a little bit of test of balance to help you to actively work your hamstrings with balance. The slower you move your head, and I'll show you in a minute, the less dynamic it'll be and a little bit easier to balance. Standing in a corner is the best bit with your hands out, just in case you topple. So you're gonna have your feet like this. And from this movement, you're going to stand here and you're going to move. And you can see I'm already wobbling. I'm going slow. And as I go faster, I'm really testing my balance, and my hamstrings have to really work on my core to stay balanced. So the feet are in a nice line as you move and then you could maybe do this, and that's why you have the wall behind you, and you're testing your balance. So one is going to be easier, slower, and two, the wall behind you in corners. And as you get faster, the harder it will be. And that is your hamstring rehab that you can do to get your hamstrings strong and healthy if they are feeling unwell, or they're tentative to being unwell, or they just need to get stronger and healthier so you don't get an injury. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.